thousands of years, every time a Norse shoemaker cut away the excess leather from the toe or heel of a boot, they threw the scraps into a pile. They didn't do this to be clean. They did it because of a divine law. According to ancient Norse texts, those discarded scraps of leather were being gathered by a silent, hidden god. He was stitching them together, century after century, to create a single, indestructible boot. Why? Because the fate of the entire cosmos depended on that shoe. When Ragnarok, the Norse apocalypse, finally came, and the All-Father Odin was brutally devoured alive by the monstrous wolf Fenrir, Thor was too busy fighting the Midgard serpent to help. Loki had turned traitor. The gods were falling. It fell to one silent, overlooked son to do the unthinkable. Step into the jaws of the beast and avenge the king of the gods. And he was going to do it with nothing but a sword, a silent rage, and a heavy leather boot. To understand the absolute brutality of this fight, we have to look at the Poetic Edda. The texts tell us that when the wolf Fenrir broke free from his magical chains, his hunger was bottomless. His lower jaw scraped the plains of the earth, while his upper jaw pushed against the sky. Fire poured from his eyes and nostrils as he breathed death across the realms. Odin, the All-Father, knew his destiny. Armed with his golden spear Gungnir, and riding his legendary eight-legged steed Sleipnir, he charged straight into the abyss. But prophecy is a cruel master in Norse mythology. Gungnir failed. Sleipnir faltered. In a single, horrifying moment that shattered the hearts of the Aesir gods, Fenrir snapped his colossal jaws shut. The All-Father, the master of runes, the god of wisdom, was swallowed whole. Just like that, the ruler of Asgard was gone. With Odin dead, a dark despair threatened to consume the remaining gods. Fenrir roared, his jaws dripping with divine blood, ready to tear the rest of the world apart. But out of the smoke stepped Vidar. Known in the Prose Edda as the silent god, Vidar rarely spoke. He spent his days in his quiet, overgrown palace, training and waiting. He was the son of Odin and the giantess Grida, inheriting both the wisdom of the gods and the raw, unstoppable strength of the giants. In power, he was second only to Thor, and now, his silence turned into absolute terror. As Fenrir turned his fiery eyes toward this new challenger, Vidar didn't flinch. He walked right up to the beast. He wasn't wearing heavy golden armor, but on one foot, he wore the legendary boot, the one made from thousands of years of human leather scraps. Fenrir lunged to swallow Vidar just as he had swallowed his father. But Vidar was ready. Using the incredible strength of his giant heritage, Vidar took his legendary boot and slammed it down, pinning Fenrir's lower jaw directly into the dirt. The wolf tried to snap its teeth shut, to crush the god's leg into splinters. But the boot, woven from the collective history of mankind's craft, was completely indestructible. It held the jaw perfectly flat against the earth. With his foot locking the lower jaw in place, Vidar reached up with both hands. He grabbed Fenrir's upper jaw. Imagine the sheer physical force required to hold open the mouth of a beast that spanned the horizon. The old texts describe it with grim precision. Vidar stood inside the wolf's mouth, set his foot on the lower jaw, gripped the upper jaw with his hands, and with one monumental, agonizing burst of strength, he ripped the wolf completely apart at the mouth. Fenrir, the beast that killed the king of the gods, fell dead on the plains of Vigrida. Odin was avenged. Ragnarok claimed the lives of almost every major Norse god you know. Thor, Loki, Odin, and Heimdall all perished. The old world burned to ash, but Vidar survived. Because he defeated the great wolf, he lived to see the earth rise green and beautiful from the sea. Alongside a handful of other surviving gods, Vidar inherited the new cosmos, bringing his silent strength into a new age of peace. The next time you look at an old piece of leather, remember the silent god who used the world's garbage to save the universe. If you want to discover the dark, unfiltered truths behind more ancient mythological legends, hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and leave a comment below on which god we should cover next. See you in the next myth.